The Chancellor delivered her spring statement yesterday, and whilst there were no tax changes announced, what she did confirm is that the changes she made in the October budget were going to be going ahead still. So let's talk about some of those changes that are coming in from April 2025 and how they might affect you. If we look at individuals, she did announce that there will be an increased penalty charge for late payment of taxes, and that's for taxpayers that are within the MTD regime and for VAT from April 2025. Essentially, the rate is set to double to 10% for taxes unpaid at 31 days. As well as this, the interest rate on late payments of tax, currently at 7%, is set to increase by a further 1.5% from April. So what we need to be mindful of is planning ahead for these upcoming tax bills that you might have so that you don't fall foul of these increased penalties and interest rates. Next, she announced making tax digital for individuals from April 2028. So she's going to extend the scope, and those self-employed individuals and landlords that are earning £20,000 or more from these sources, and that's turnover, not profits, they are going to fall within the MTD regime from April 2028. So essentially, over the next 2 years, she's bringing more and more people within the scope of MTD and the need to file their information quarterly to HMRC moving forwards. What you need to be aware of is planning for these changes and making sure that you are on a digital platform by that time so that you don't fall foul of these requirements. Capital gains tax for individuals, she did announce some changes that took place immediately in October, so we're already aware of those. However, the one that is changing in April 2025 is for business assets. So where you qualify for business asset disposal relief, the tax rate's increasing from 10% to 14% on that £1 million of disposals. And then from April 2026, that's going to increase again to 18%, where she brings capital gains rates all in line with all disposals, essentially. She also announced some changes to the inheritance tax regime, and although this is yet to come in from April 2026, this is still planned to go ahead. And essentially, there was the change to business relief and agricultural property relief. Now, we have done some seminars on this recently, and you'll be able to view that live on our website, where we talk in more detail about what the changes are, what they mean for you, and essentially what planning could we help you put in place to mitigate these changes over the next few years. So please feel free to go and watch that on our website and get in touch if you need to discuss that further. Now, for individuals, your tax rates and your national insurance rates are not set to change for 2025-26. So essentially what this means is you're going to be paying the same level of income tax and national insurance as you did in the prior tax year. However, for businesses, this is not going to be the case. So from April 2025, businesses are going to see an increase to their national insurance costs. So the rate reduction is still happening, and the increase to the amount of national insurance that they're going to have to pay is coming in from April 25. Although HMRC have announced that the employment allowance is still increasing, so we're aware of that increase, and some smaller businesses might not feel the increased rate of national insurance straight away. What they need to be aware of is how these costs are going to impact their business. So equally, the national minimum and living wage is set to increase from April, so we have got those factors to account for, as well as annual pay rises that might be coming in. So now's the time to look in advance what those changes are going to be and how they can impact your business so you can plan for your cash flow, essentially. For businesses, the business rates that were announced previously are going to still happen, and also the changes to double cab pickups. So for all new double cab pickups that are purchased or leased from April 2025, the rates of benefit in kind and capital allowances are set to change still. So what we need to be thinking of is what these changes are coming in, how are they going to affect you? If you are not currently receiving this advice, then please get in touch with us, because we'd be happy to discuss these areas in more detail with you, and equally how we can help you mitigate some of these increased costs that you might be facing.